Hey guys, it's Teary. Doing pretty good today because it's like my favorite day of the week. Sunday, get some chores done, hang out with the animals. Yeah. I'm kind of mad at him right now because he tried to get up on the counter and get a piece of bacon while I was cooking breakfast. So I kicked him outside for like hours. He was meowing and being poopy. And then I finally opened the door and I'm like, come on in. And he's just like, and he's like creeping towards the door and finally came inside. Whatever. Anyway, I just wanted to say hi. And since I'm standing right here, actually, I'll show you what I've planted so far. So out there is if you can see the two pots there, it's strawberries in those. They're growing very slowly, but they're just chilling, being alive right now. And then next to that is my herb garden. And out there, where there's the big patch of dirt, is where I plant the majority of my garden. And there's 2 rows right now of stuff. I don't know if you can see them past the weeds, and the grass is a little bit long right now, but there's a row of green onions, and then there's a row of just seeded spinach. But it hasn't done really anything yet. That's probably the only cold weather plants I'm going to do, and then I'll wait till it gets nice out and sunny and warm and start doing other stuff. So yeah. And I'm totally excited for dinner. I'm having a super early dinner because I'm also going somewhere later tonight and I'll be eating, but we're going to have lamb. Lamb. So good. I love lamb. Lamb is by far my favorite kind of meat. Ever. I don't even care if people call me, where I used to work, some girls used to call me a baby killer because I ate lamb. Clock. Thank you. I was like, whatever, it's good. So, I showed you guys what was in my refrigerator last time, and I want to show you what's in my freezer today. What's in my refrigerator? I mean freezer. Ugh. Last time I named it wrong. Anyway, it's what's in my freezer. But before we get to that, I'm going to show you that I also have beef ribs for dinner in a couple days, maybe tomorrow, actually tomorrow, and I'm super excited. That's really the only difference in my refrigerator today besides the blueberries that I took from the freezer and put in there because my doggie has tumors and I was recommended to give her antioxidants to help with her tumors, just the swelling, so they're less not as uncomfortable. So I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to spend $20 on an antioxidant when blueberries are the best antioxidant you can use, and I have some in the freezer. So those are going in the dog food, and she likes them a lot. So it's weird. Okay, what's in my freezer? I had to go through it and get the ice out of the bottom today. Let's start with the door. Oh, that's not the door. Oh, this is difficult. Door. Okay, so Ed likes to freeze his glass. There's usually 2 right there. And then like beer or whatever goes in it, which he doesn't drink hardly ever, so those sit there most of the time. And then these are like my little fancy Mickey Mouse ice cubes. They're like plastic filled with water and you can freeze them, and then they don't water down your drink. Thank you, sis. My sister who lives in Florida got me these. And that's why they're Mickey Mouse, because she works at Disney World. I'm sure she got them somewhere there. Okay, and then here is Otter Pops, which apparently are still in there. I've had those for a really long time. Eventually I can get Ed to eat them. I don't eat those. Those are not low carb. This is what not to have in your freezer. Some lunch meat. This is roast beef that I get from Costco. And sometimes we'll do snacks like lunch meat and cheese and like olives and stuff like that. We'll do that for dinner. And Ed used to use it for sandwiches, though he hasn't had sandwiches lately. In fact, this is the first time we actually have bread down in the freezer. He's been doing tuna lately. So down here I have, these are my ice cream bars that I was telling you guys about. The 3-gram net carb Lucerne. I don't know if I'm supposed to show that, but here you go. Guess I'm advertising for Lucerne. These are the best things ever. These are fantastic. And an Atkins dinner, which I'm trying. 5 grams net carbs. It's a crustless chicken pot pie. I don't know how it has 5 grams of carbs when it's just chicken and broccoli, but it has a little bit of carrots. And there's probably some in the sauce, which is unnecessary. Like, I don't know. When you're making... I don't know if I was showing that the whole time. When you're making sauces and stuff, cream sauces, they don't usually have that many carbs, so I'm not really sure what's up with that, but okay. So on to the main part of my freezer. This is mostly low carb. There are 2 things that are not low carb. Those are things that Ed eats. One of them. The other one, they've sat there for a long time because he hasn't made his casserole that he puts them in. Anyway, so bacon. Okay, so I get a giant amount of bacon from Costco, and then I get whenever it's on sale, which is like every few weeks, I get ground turkey, and just from the grocery store, and I make turkey burgers out of it. I actually got Ed to like them, and he was like, you know, some people have this like thing against turkey burgers. Back behind, which I'm not going to show you, you might be able to... because there's a lot of stuff in front of it. But back behind I have a bag, actually, a couple bags of 90% ground beef, which is what I used for jerky, beef jerky, which I will show you how to make that next time I make it. It's probably going to be next week because I made 2 pounds worth last week. So hopefully I remember before my hands are actually in the beef and I'm mixing it up that I should make a video. That's what I always do. Anyway, then this is a massive amount of Polish dogs because we totally like forgot we had a bunch last time we were at Costco. And then I get these sometimes. Usually I get the store brand. Yeah. But I get these like beef things that are beef sausage, and we'll throw that in a pan and put cabbage in it towards the end, and it makes a really yummy meal. This here is the bread that I practically insist. I think I've gotten him to actually like it. You can't really see, but it's Dave's Killer Bread, and it's really good for you. It's got, you know, all the seeds and stuff in it and all the grains that are good for you. Fancy, natural bread. So then we get a massive amount of chicken breasts because we stuff chicken breasts like once a week, and we'll do 3 big ones each time usually. Also, I use these for my zero-carb pizza. When we get pizza, I put the toppings on sliced in third chicken breast, and I have 3 little slices of pizza, so that's awesome. Back here, I have ham, a ham that I got because it was on a really good sale, and I have, it says lamb on the label, but it's actually a bag that I reused because I had it double wrapped for, it's a round bottom roast. Beef roast. So, you know, I like to have, this is the best time I could do what's in your freezer because I have like everything in there that we eat. So it's really awesome. Okay, so beef roast, ham shank, freaking lamb leg, God, everything, ribs in the fridge. They've had so many good meat sales lately. I stocked my freezer. Like, it's not usually this packed. It's not usually this hard to keep it managed. But okay, so then I usually keep a large amount of ground beef because it's better when you buy it in bulk, better price. I have another meal. I haven't tried this one yet. It's the sausage scramble by Atkins, and show you guys what's here. This is pretty organized compared to the rest. We have a thing of corned beef. Whenever we buy corned beef, we buy it, a few of them, and we freeze them. And then here is actually a 2-pound, or maybe actually more, 3-pound thing of unshelled, untailed. So it has the tail on and the shell on raw shrimp. It's the cheapest way to buy it, so I get it that way. It's not that hard to prepare. Every now and then I'll just fry it up in some butter and garlic and put that with, you know, rice for Ed or salad for both of us or whatever. And then here I have steak. So these bags are all steak. I get the top sirloin steak. It's just, it's a good price, but it's not tough, and it's easy to get, fairly tender. I usually marinate them in soy sauce, Worcestershire, and garlic. And then I got these, which were on clearance because they were by the sell-by, and they're New York strip steak, which I almost never buy because it's ridiculously expensive, but it was half price, and I was like, sure, why not? We get the massive amount of butter from Costco. And then here are my ice cream bars. Again, I have a back stock this time because I was super sad last week when I ran out and I really wanted some. So there's that. And then in here, this is like the nut drawer. This is walnuts right here. I'm sorry, this is like really loud, the packaging and stuff. And then walnuts. Almonds. Okay. Almonds and walnuts. And I have some sunflower seeds, which have been in here a while. They're not too bad. They're not exactly the freshest thing, but I started putting them on salad because I realized I had them. And I love sunflower seeds, so that's a thing. And then there's my, ooh, guys, I can't do this. Okay, salmon patties, which I get from Costco. They're really good because Ed doesn't like fish, except for shrimp. Like, he likes some shellfish. He doesn't like fish. And so I make those if he feels like having like some mac and cheese or something like that. And something I can't have or whatever, and then we just make our own thing. This is a bag of cord jalapenos, which is what I use. They're from my garden from last year, and that's what I use for my jalapeno poppers. So I can still make them year round. When you freeze them and you defrost them, they're a little bit soggier and they're not as solid. So like you have to be careful when you're stuffing them because they rip really easily. But they're still pretty hot. They're not as hot. They kind of, I think, in the freezer lose a little bit of their hotness. Some of them are still pretty hot though, which is pretty common for fresh ones. Some of them are super hot, some of them aren't. So anyway, that's my freezer. I hope you enjoyed this video. One last thing I wanted to tell you guys, I'm really excited. I'm losing weight really slowly, but the fact that I'm still losing it, I have not been working out the last few weeks. So the fact that I'm still losing is really cool. I hit 151, and when I stood on the scale on the Wii Fit today, I was really excited because it was 1 pound away from the normal bracket. I started in the obese bracket, which, looking at me, just being a random person looking at me, you wouldn't think I was obese, but like the doctor standards and stuff like that, I think is kind of what it goes by, and doctor standards are really, really ridiculous. Like, you would not think someone was obese, but they are in the eyes of like the medical field, I guess. So, yeah, plus I have more muscle than the average person, like just on average, you know, whether I work out or not. I just have more muscle in my body, and so it weighs more, and people are always surprised when they hear my weight. But whether I'm overweight or, you know, doing good like I am, people are always surprised. But anyways, I am just really excited because I went all the way through one whole section when I first looked at that and saw the obese, the overweight, and the normal, and then too thin. I was like, that looks like a really long trek. And a lot of people out there have a way harder time and a way longer way to go. But I feel really accomplished. So I worked out for the first time in forever today. And when gardening season picks up, I probably won't use the Wii except for to weigh myself and maybe a couple little things after a yard work session or something. But right now I'm like, okay, well, the weather went crappy again, so I need to use the Wii Fit again. So anyways, I'm 1 pound away from normal. And that's crazy to me. I'm excited. I'm really excited. So I want to thank you guys for sticking with me, and I'll keep making videos. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will talk to you guys next time. Alright? Love you all. Bye.